brothers and sisters, let us start now. Warm welcome to our Master's Dharma team, Hualien Dharma team brothers and sisters around the globe to Saturday Hualien Dharma talk. Let us start the session for today. Recently, disasters have happened so rampantly one after another due to the great imbalance of four elements. Now with the COVID-19 virus pandemic around the world, Master has great concern and earnestly urged everyone to repent and adopt vegetarianism. Following vegetarian is a way to express our sincere piety, to pray for peace and world free of disaster. It is the purest way of love for all living beings. Now let us send our sincere prayers into the 10 directions. May the Saha land be free from disaster and peace prevails in the world. Let us sing the prayer song with sincere piousness.
In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sincere prayer. From all corners of the world, let us join our hearts and pray for a world of harmony and peace. From my heart, I pray. May we join our hands, our hearts as one. Spread the seeds of great love, nurture wisdom evermore. Let us fill the world with hope. In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. May all the Buddhas know my prayer. All united with one heart, let us end our hate with love. May there be no suffering hereafter.
May all minds be purified. May there be peace in the community. May there be no disasters in this world.
In
Let us invite the universal love and blessing with loving respect, gratitude, and confidence. Let us wish every person in our lives a healthy body, an enlightened mind, and total fulfillment in universal love. Now let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe. Let our unified love make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Before we hear the wonderful sharing, let us invite our masters to lead us in paying homage to Triple Gem. Let us pay our respects for these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Ching by making 3 sincere vows. Please rise, palms together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And a bow to our beloved Abud Masters who could join us today. Okay, today we have Brother Lau, Sister Julie and Sister Mabel, happy family, who's going to share with us the spiritual journey of one family, and followed by Master Huang, who will be sharing with us Dharma talk. Okay, before we start, let us have Sister Tzu Chi to share with us the weekly summary. Sister Tzu Chi, over to you. And
Okay, good morning, everyone. Let me just bring this up. Okay, last week we had one speaker only, and that was Sister Yachi. She was sharing with us about the part 3 of her experience in Malawi in Zambia. Sister Yachi shared the story of a devastated nation, first of wars, then of a cyclone, bringing destruction and a string of starvation. It was as though life was not giving the people a break, and everywhere around was just desperation with so much poverty and heartache. Tzu Chi knew it was beyond just handouts to heal the people. The hearts have to heal at the same time. It was that simple. So beyond all challenges, Tzu Chi braved ahead. And by the positive actions through care and concern spread. More affinities are built, one person at a time. A person helps another, and then another, and naturally, goodwill climbs. Together, the momentum builds as everyone is of one heart. Love and sincerity are always a good place to start. The problems of the country are far from over, but now they know that they have each other. When before they thought they were forgotten by the world and deserted, with the extended Tzu Chi family, they now feel supported with people who are big-hearted. This is a simple summary, and that's all from me. Now I'll pass over to Brother Robert to continue today's sharing. Thank you so much. Over to you, Brother Robert. Good morning.
Hi, morning. Yeah, thank you, Sister Ching, for the wonderful summary. Yeah, Sister Julie, are you online already? Or recording? So the recording, is it done? Sorry, we are trying to sort out some technical arrangement. I think the family are not able to share live, what they have done is they have done some recording. They are trying to send over the recording to me now. Okay, just hold on for a while, Helen. Since we are waiting for the Brother Lau family to send me the recording, maybe can we get Sister Kaping maybe to give us a brief summary of this morning's Master Sermon? Are you able to share, Sister Kaping?
Okay, Brother Robert.
Got it.
All right, yeah. What I've got today, Master emphasized that to be in a state of samadhi, our mind must be still, free from elusive thoughts and focus in contemplating the Dharma. So this is actually cultivating our mind to be settled and tranquil, focus in purifying our threefold karma in order to be free from transgression. So if our speech is upright, our actions are not deviant, our thoughts are not deluded, then we can fulfill the teachings of the precepts. So we always have to keep sanctioned beings in our thoughts. Practice to put others' interests ahead of self-interest and be earnest in making sure not to hurt others' hearts. To destroy delusions and realize the truth is actually to attain the Dharma of great wisdom, because a deluded mind lacks understanding of true principles and is therefore filled with elusive thoughts. Therefore, leaving the minds have no place for wisdom to arise. So the more ignorant and afflicted one is, the more deluded one gets, and the more transgression will result. And to break loose from this, Master said we must listen to the Dharma, focus and cultivate contemplation to sweep clean all ignorance and afflictions. Just like how Venerable Katyayana, he's foremost in sweeping the ground of his mind, like the way he sweeps the floor of the abbots, stupas, and temples. So what is outside is a reflection of the inside. Only then can we realize the truth for our innate nature to reveal itself, which means that is our compassion, our pure, great love. Master said to eliminate both afflictions and tendencies is to attain the Dhammakaya, which is our innate nature of liberation. And she gave example that this is how actually rescue workers frantically removing debris in search for survivors in a disaster site that was Nepal. So we have got to be single-mindedly practice the fivefold Dhammakaya, which is the three flora studies plus liberation and liberation's understanding and views. Mugliana's courses of practice includes making all kinds of precious offerings of oil, incense, powder, flowers, strings of jewels, silken canopies, etc., which is actually a show of his reverence in worshipping Buddha and his perseverance in upholding the 6 parameters and 4 practices, forever cultivating contemplation to impress teachings in his own mind and also in transforming others, thus spreading the fragrance of Dharma far and wide, turning the turbid world into a magnificent, clean, and a wholesome environment. So give the most precious as offerings. This is a way of, remember yesterday Master said, nurturing and growing our wisdom life is the most precious, and engage our wisdom in forming positive affinities, tame and transform all afflicted, regardless how ferocious they are. And this is exactly what Mugliana has to do, to let the accumulated fragrance of his merits and virtues cultivated to spread far and wide. And this is actually being very reverent in making precious offerings for a long time. And therefore his epithet, Tamalapatra Sandra Ud, fragrance Tadagata. So he has to earn that. So in spiritual practice, what we're doing is we're practicing to get rid of all our tendencies and ignorance daily. And we must let go. Good or bad, let bygones be bygones. Even doing good, we must uphold the three sphere emptiness. And we have to change and repent for our mistakes. So spiritual practice is a very long process. So even for Magaliana, after making offerings to 8,000 Buddhas, there are still 200 trillion more Buddhas that he has to make offerings to. And I take it to mean that there's really no end in sight in the learning of Dharma. When you think you have learned them all, there are still loads more. And it's a long way to eliminate afflictions and ignorance and to conquer the 5 poisons, and in accumulating merits, virtues, and wisdom to finally reach awakening. Yeah, that's my understanding this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, Kanan so much, Sister Kaping, for the wonderful summary of this morning's sermon. Yeah, which is episode 967, destroy delusions to attain great wisdom. Yeah. Next, can we have, while we are still sorting out some of the technical arrangement, can we
sorry,
have...
Brother Robert. I think Sister Lily is able to share. Sister Mabel has send over the video.
Okay. Sister Lily, you have the 3 videos already, isn't it?
I am
okay. Downloading now. Okay. So while you're downloading, maybe I just do a simple intro of the family. Yeah, okay. Brother Lau Eng Chong, Sister Julie, and Sister Mabel. They are the family of 3 who are all commissioners. They are the rare family in Tzu Chi. In fact, they are the only family of 3 in our English group. The father, mother, and daughter. We are so joyful to this morning to be able to invite them to share their spiritual journey in Tzu Chi. But unfortunately, because all of them this morning they need to serve at our PPV, our vaccination center in Ching. So they have done a recording of their sharing. So we'll play the recording of this journey in Tzu Chi. So let us start now. Okay. Sister Lily, over to you.
Yeah, brothers and sisters, so I will share the recording. Our Brother Lau will be sharing.
Good morning, everyone. This is Lau Ing Chong from Brother Lau from Malaysia. And also welcome to all the masters at Ching aboard. All right, let's start with my story. My affinity with Tzu Chi started in the year 2000 in Penang. That was the first time I encountered Tzu Chi at Gurney Drive. I was there for business, and after dinner we went out and we come across a store selling Ching aphorism, and I bought a book. And I bought Ching aphorism volume 1 and 2. And 2 years later, I was in Singapore, and I come across this new building in Pasir Ris. My Singapore friend told me there is a new Buddhist temple, but actually it's Ching Tang for Singapore. We went in and we were given a tour by the sister there, and we end up at a Ching bookshop, and I bought this book, Master of Love and Mercy. This book really opens up my eye to what Tzu Chi can do. And when I come back to KL, I decided to get to be a volunteer. And before that, I was talking to my cousin in Jakarta. She told me that they have Thai TV in Indonesia where they transmit 24-hour Buddhist teaching and all kind of program. And I went into the internet to search. I found Thai TV Indonesia and also found Thai TV Taiwan. And from there, I come across my favorite program at that time was Thai Headline and Life Wisdom. So this is the two programs I watch every day. At that time, I didn't watch the Wisdom at Dawn because it's a 1-hour program. I feel it's too long. So I didn't watch. And later, I contacted my friend, whom I think is a Tzu Chi volunteer, Mr. Tan, and he told me that he's doing something now as a volunteer at Untitled Dharma recycling point on the third Sunday. So I went there, and the first thing we did was to crush aluminum can and so on. And from there, I met, after going there for a few months, I met Sister Michelle, who introduced me to the English group in Tzu Chi KL. And I went to my first English meeting at Kelana Jaya training hall. And the good news is, when I walk in, I feel that the place is give me a very good feeling. I feel like I just came home. And one of the first thing we did after that was to home visit. As a new volunteer, we went to a place called Batu Arang White House. There's a home for HIV male patient, and from there I met I made a very good friend called Muyandi. He was a young man. Unfortunately for him, he caught HIV very early on, and he lost his eyesight because of HIV complication. And I think he was in deep depression, because when we visit him, he was not responding to any one of us. He didn't acknowledge. He just bent down and closed his eye and just like sleeping on his folded arm. So after visiting a few months, each time I go there, I spend all my time sitting next to him and nothing else. And I managed to get through to him. Finally, we got him to smile. And today, he's okay. He's able to talk to people, and he responds to all the other volunteers. So this was one of our biggest joy in home visit, is to break through and be able to communicate with those who give up hope, and they have hope again, And one of the starting point of spiritual discovery was a visit to Ching Mabel at Hualien, Taiwan. The English group went there in the year 2010. I was able to get a place there, and we went with people like Brother Andy and Brother Tam, Sister Claire, Sister Elsie, Sister YC. And so it was a fantastic visit. It really opened up our eyes to so many things, especially the way the Taiwanese volunteer take care of us. They wake up so early, like 5 in the morning. They are ready at the railway station to guide us, and it's really amazing that they are with us all the way, from morning to night. Then, of course, our greatest joy was the groundbreaking ceremony at Kapong for our Ching Hall, our own Ching Hall. So it was a very grand day on that day. And even though my home sister is not a volunteer, our whole family was there. And we're looking forward to having our own Ching Hall. As far as spiritual growth is concerned, for me in Tzu Chi, 2015 was a very important year, because that was the year we performed the water repentance story. There were 6 performances altogether, 2 performances a day for 3 days. um, during the performance, we felt we never feel tired. It was so, the energy is so high because all the people there are so positive, and even though we are physically tired, mentally we are very alert. And when the show was over after the 3 days, we feel a bit sad that it's over, because the Dharma joy was really fantastic. And so many sisters and brothers went up on stage to share how the performance affected their life. Really, it's really a miracle, you know. So many things happen at one time. And of course, we have our own reports in our newspaper of a place in KKB where the home for the disabled, mentally disabled, were neglected because there was not enough people to take care of them. The people were lying in beds that have not been cleaned for days, and these people cannot take care of themselves. So the good news is Tzu Chi volunteered to take over, and they sent busload of volunteers on the weekend to help clean up the place and to give the people haircut and to just to visit and talk to them, talk to the people there. Some of the people can respond, but many of them just can't respond. They are in their own world. They are locked in their own world because of their mental deficiency and so on. So the last time I went there, I helped to cut hair for about 5 to 6 of the residents there. So it was a very nice experience going to KKB. It's so heartwarming to see so many people come forward to help them on the weekend. Then the other big turnout was Sing Pa Siang. So there was this sister Echo Chen in Jing Si Hall promote Sing Pa Siang to us, and they were even singing a song, Sing Pa Siang song. There was they even made a video with the drone flying up and down the inside of the Jing Si Tang. So I decided to go. I went up to Kelana Jaya to hear Master talk at 5:20 in the morning, and I walked there from my house. Take about 15 minutes to walk there. It is, for those who have not seen the Mr. Madonna, it used to be 1 hour 50 minutes, but now they have edited to 25 to 30 minutes. So it is much more manageable. And I would encourage all those who have not seen Mr. Madon to go and watch it in the morning. If you don't understand what's happening, it's okay, because to understand Sutra is not for us to study, okay? Sutra is for us to experience. So it is not like reading a book where you study a formula or a principle and you say, okay, I understand. It is not meant for you to understand. It's meant for you to experience in your own life. Like the Buddha say, don't believe what I tell you. See for yourself and believe, and then follow. So the wisdom at dawn, the teaching are like that. You have to understand what it's trying to tell you, and then see how it applies in your life. And there will be occasion that it applies in your life, and on that occasion you will see that the teaching is really wise, and then you understand how important the teaching is. I cannot explain to you how it will affect you, but it affected me in small ways over a period of time, and changes appear in myself. Okay, these changes is something that it is very organic. It is not something that you force yourself to change. You will change when you understand the principle when you see the value of the teaching, you will change. Slowly but surely you will change. Then we come to book study. Okay, there are many English books. The good things about Tzu Chi is that many of their Chinese books are translated into English, thanks to the hard work of many brothers in America and Taiwan who did the translation. It is not easy to translate a book, any book for that matter, to translate a teaching that involves sutra is even more difficult because there are so many languages to handle. Because the sutra originally could be in Pali or Sanskrit, then translated to Chinese, and then now you have to translate back to English. So it's like how many changes you have gone through. So it's extremely difficult to do translation. But thanks to the hard work of the brother and sister, we have so many books to read. And one of the most important books for Tzu Chi volunteer is The Essence of Infinite Meaning, because many of our whatever we do is guided by the principle of this book. So it's very important to read this book, especially the 10 merits and the 4 infinites mind. Yeah? So the 4 infinites is very important. So for those who have not read this book, do get a book and read for yourself. Then we also have books on the water repentance. For those who missed the show, we have DVD. You can borrow DVD from your friend, or we have DVD of our performance in KL also in DVD. Okay, so you can ask your brothers, those who have the DVD, to lend you or make a copy for you. All right. And now we even have if you have computer internet, you can actually go to Thai TV. They have Thai drama which is based on real life experience of Tzu Chi volunteer and what they learn from being a volunteer and to living through this life. So it's a very I would say the Thai drama have a very big impact in my family, because I remember one time watching the Thai drama, and it's about a teacher, an English teacher. She was very strict, and she used to beat people who don't. The mother used to beat the daughter because she didn't score 100 marks. And that time my youngest daughter was in primary school, so I just turned to her and jokingly said that, you don't score 100, for every mark less than 100, I will cane you once. And my daughter started crying. Then I realized that she took it so seriously. So I quickly apologized to her and said, no, Daddy will not do that to you. So, but you can see that the show have an impact on the children who watch the drama with us. They do learn something. So I will encourage those who have children to watch Thai drama with your children rather than Korean drama or Hong Kong drama or Chinese drama. The Thai drama have much more to learn from and to encourage your child. Okay. So in the year, I've been a vegetarian since before the year 2000. So in a and eventually there is a vegan society in KL, vegetarian society in KL, and I joined the vegetarian society in Singapore also. And my friend sent me a link to this video called Vegan 2017. After watching this video, immediately after the video, I said, okay, I'll be a vegan. So I become a vegan at the end of 2017. So beginning of 2018, I'm full vegan. And not a very good time to be a vegan just before Chinese New Year, because I can't eat any of the New Year cake. They have eggs and all that, so I only eat kwachi, groundnuts, and whatever. So, but the good news is I don't have all this rich food to eat. So during New Year, I didn't put on weight like other people. So it's a very healthy way of eating. Okay, so for those brothers and sisters who are full vegetarian, be a vegan is not that difficult. If you are a vegetarian, you're already 80% vegan because most of the Chinese food don't have dairy product. So if you take out the egg, it's vegan already. You take out the honey, most of the Chinese food also don't have honey. So that means you just take out the egg, or you find a substitute for egg, and you have a vegan food. So it's not that difficult as you imagine. And why we want to be a vegan is because when we buy eggs, even though the mother hen is not killed for the egg, they do destroy baby chick, the male baby chick, because they cannot lay eggs. So when they hatch hundreds of eggs, almost half the baby are male, half are female. So the male, they just throw it onto a conveyor belt. Within minute of being hatched, the baby will die straight away because they don't want to waste money to feed the baby. So they put the baby on a conveyor belt and go through either into a container where they close the lid and suffocate the chicks, or they throw the chicks into a grinder and grind the chicks in living chicks alive, just born, and grind them into pieces, and they mix that with the chicken feed and feed to the mother hen. So that is why we cannot take eggs, because there is a lot of cruelty involved. There are blood in there. It's not as clean as we think it is. So I would encourage all brothers and sisters to try vegan food. And Brother Eddie have done a great job. The 21-day challenge is a vegan food. There's no dairy, there's no egg, and a lot of people have very good result. People with high blood pressure within 21 days, their high blood pressure become manageable. They are no longer hypertension, and people with diabetic are no longer diabetic, or they can reduce their medication. So it is fantastic to have such good result within 21 days. For those who are not convinced, you can join the next 21-day challenge. Okay, it's open to everybody. And the best news for me is my home sister eventually become the year 2020. She become a full vegetarian. So is my daughter Mabel. My daughter Mabel told me she want to be a vegan. So let's see how soon she become vegan. And my wife is a full vegetarian. So I will try my best to help her to become vegan one day. Okay, so that's our spiritual discovery for ourselves. As for myself, what I've learned over the years is I learned to be more patient, non-judgmental, and also now I don't shoot out my mouth like before. Last time I used to be a very fast shooter, like a gunslinger in the cowboy movie. But nowadays I tend to keep quiet and don't say anything. And also when I'm driving, I'm more mindful of the speed. I keep looking at the speed limitation on the road sign. Last time I don't look at that. Last time I look at how many kilometers to Ipoh, how fast can I reach there, how fast can I go. But now I look at the speed limit, I say, okay, I must drive 90, okay, 90. So I try to keep within the speed limit. So I think to me there's great improvement. For myself, I think it's great improvement because I'm quite aware of all these things happening, getting irritated, getting angry. So I catch myself and I can stop it. Okay, so this is my sharing for today. Thank you for hearing me, and all the best in the coming new year, and Happy New Year to everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Kaden to Brother Lau for the wonderful sharing. We shall play the video of Sister Julie. Sister Lily, do you have the video there?
Yeah, hold on.
Sure.
Yes, hold on.
Brother Lau, are you online? Can I recall you back to this photo? Brother Lau, are you online? This is our HIV patient, Munyan Lee, where Brother Lau is the one in grey shirt. We brought this Buddha bathing, so-called, we did the Buddha bathing ceremony in the HIV home. That was in 2013, that is photo. So Brother Lau was there to assist this Munyandi, this Brother Munyandi. You can see he's blind. He's a blind HIV patient. I think all the brothers were very so-called touched by this ceremony. So we brought this Buddha bathing ceremony all the way to this HIV home. And this is where during this Brother Lau sharing, he was touched by this Brother Munyandi. Yeah.
Okay, we shall play Sister Julie's video.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Can you hear?
No, just hang the thing. Just hang the video, Sister Lily.
Yeah, hold on.
Good morning. Good morning.
Maybe you play Sister Mabel one first.
Okay.
Good morning to all. About masters, brothers and sisters around the world. I'm Mabel. I will be sharing. I'm thank you for the opportunity for giving me the opportunity to share my story with you. So let me share screen first. Okay, so this is my family. So I come from a simple and moderate middle class family. So I'm number 2 out of four siblings. So I have an older brother, a younger brother, and a younger sister. So this is my dad and my mom. So I'm very blessed to be able to be born into this loving family. My father is a very nice person that always talk to us like a friend and always joke with us and tell us a lot of stories, but with a lot of wisdom inside. And my mom is very nice and always prepare and likes to cook and always prepare and feed us very delicious food. So I'm very grateful that I'm able to be close to them and spend a lot of time with them like friends. Like friends. So
Good morning, everyone. This is Lau Wing Chong from Brother Lau from Malaysia.
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of technical problem with the videos. Sister Lily. Sister Lily.
Yes, sorry. Hold on.
can have the opportunity to work well together and also enjoy together. So I'm grateful that my parents are both very special, understanding, and accommodating. So my daddy started to join Tzu Chi first more than 10 years ago. So, and after he joined, then he started inviting me to many of the Tzu Chi events. So, as a filial daughter, I would just go along and see what is the event about. So, this is a very good Ching aphorism by Master Chen that say, "Count me in when doing good deeds and count me out when doing bad deeds." So I basically just follow him around to all the activities, and also like big events like Rasa Day. The thing that attracts me the most about Tzu Chi is their humanistic culture, especially their Ching aphorism and their beautiful songs. That's very simple, but really can touch your heart. So so soon my father signed me up as being the AV assistant, the audio-visual person. Then this is also a very good Ching aphorism that we do not estimate yourself, and everyone has unlimited potential. So earlier I didn't know anything about audio-visual AV, and now I've been on duty for PCBC, the parent-child bonding class, for the English group gathering, the Asrama Chaya Institute visit, and also for Bangsa Recycling Point. So these are the few activities that I join regularly, and also very grateful to be able to become Santarina to bring joy and spread joy to them during the Christmas time. So so even though our visit to this Asrama Chaya is an old folks home, we go there once a month. It's just a simple thing. We go there and play with them and sing song with them. Even though it's just a small action like that, but it makes a difference to them. So recycling also taught me to be more appreciative of the things we have. So and do not simply waste resources. We should be more aware on how our action impacts the environment and people around us. So next one is charity home visit. I've been actively involved in charity home visit. This is the K1K visit. This one we interview go and understand the people that's affected by the pandemic and provide care and aids for them. And this one, next one, this one is the CBI medical case. So we do refugee visit regularly to understand their situation and also to provide care and aid for them. Okay, and this one is the Refugee Sports Day. So this little girl have been seeing me. I am the person in charge of the bus conductor for this school. So every year we have many buses, but this little girl always come onto my bus for 3 years already. So we have very good affinity. Okay, so next one, Sissy also taught me about filial piety, and they have the foot bathing ceremony. So this ceremony is a very special ceremony and a very touching ceremony. So these are the things that we don't normally see outside outside in the modern world. So this one teaches us about being filial and appreciative to our parents for what they have done for us. Next one, I also have gained many virtuous friends. We have many good friends volunteering together and spending time together. So this is also another very good Ching aphorism from Master Chen Yen. So a fulfilling life is not preoccupied with material objects, prestige or power. It is a life filled with true friendship, sharing and caring for each other. So next part is Dharma. So before this, I have no knowledge about Dharma. So we are only Buddhist by name, but not spiritually cultivating. So after learning about Dharma, I realized that it is very important that we continuously cultivate and learn about Dharma, because it can help us to remove ignorance and suffering in our life. Spiritual cultivation is not a competition, but rather a training of one's own patience, determination, and tolerant heart. Is another Ching aphorism. So I like Sisi's mission of putting compassion into action. This is such a good thing compared when we are doing charity. So I have learned a lot by contributing and interacting with many people, and by the little action I am able to do, I'm very glad that I'm able to make a difference and contribute in my own way. I also learn how impermanent life can be. So by doing all these activities, we learn more from all this. Okay, so I'm also very grateful that I decided to join more Tzu Chi activities regularly. I have the opportunity to see many aspects of life which we usually don't. I'm able to learn a lot and reflect on the life I have, like understanding the refugee life in Malaysia, the difficulty they face as a refugee, their aspiration for the future and for their children, and how illness can change a family future. I'm also very grateful for what I have and what I have now. There's many things that we take for granted because it is so common when we see it every day. So I start appreciating the many little things in life. So that's all my sharing. So 感恩 so much for listening to me. So next one sharing would be my father, Brother Lau.
Next, we will play the video of Sister Julie.
Good morning, Abbot Masters, brothers and sisters. My name is Julie. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to share our stories. I've known Tzu Chi for more than 10 years because my home brother is a Tzu Chi volunteer. But I was not happy when he participated in Tzu Chi activities because then I don't understand what was Tzu Chi. I only know that because he don't help out in the house and now he's going out to help others, that make me not happy. So my turning point came when I turned 60, and I have a friend share with me his life concept, and I find I agree with him. You know, he said our life is like a phone battery. When I'm 60, that means my life battery have used up 60% and I have only 40% left. So when I reflected on what I have done with my 60% of my life, I realized I have not put much attention on my spiritual part of my life, other than making small donation here and there. So I decided I want to use my remainder 40% to do more meaningful deeds. And I think Tzu Chi is the best platform for me to achieve my goals. So I started participating in activities. First, I started in recycling. I started in November 2018. From then on, I seized every moment to participate in lots of other activities. So one of the activity is Asrama Cahaya institutional visit. Here, every month a group of volunteers will visit this home of more than 40 plus residents, and all of them are 70 years old and above. We play games and sing songs with them. They love it so much and always looking forward to our visit. And we have not seen them for nearly 2 years already because of the MCO. Then I'm also involved in parent-child bonding class. I was involved in the program team where we design games and activities for online classes. And I'm also involved in CBI cases. CBI is cash-based intervention for refugees. We are working with UNHCR. So one of the most memorable few cases was the medical cases. One of it is this girl. She is around I think it's the 28 years old, and she came from Afghanistan, and she have a huge growth in his huge tumor in his in her stomach. Then I have the opportunity to accompany her through her treatment journey until she had the tumor removed. And she was so grateful to Tzu Chi and UNHCR for helping her in this journey. Now she is happily resettled in Minnesota, USA. She's so blessed to have opportunity to resettle in another country. Then during the MCO, I'm also participated in food distribution for those who are affected by the pandemic. Over here, Tzu Chi is giving away food groceries and vegetables and fruits for families who are affected by the pandemic. And I'm also involved in the vaccination center at Ching Hall, and I'm also involved in the Kita Satu Keluarga home visit. This is the cash distribution for needy families who are affected by the pandemic. Then most recently is the Sri Muda flood disaster relief mission. Okay, so by participating in all the city activities, I learned a lot. I learned to be more agreeable and accommodative to others. I learned to be more mindful in my speech and action. Learn to be more compassionate and empathetic towards others. And I always remember this Ching aphorism. It always remind me that I have to speak good words, think good thoughts, do good deeds, and walk the right path. This Ching aphorism always help me and always inspire me. Next, I'd like to share a little bit about my vegetarian journey. My home brother have been a vegetarian for more than 10 years. Normally, I will cook 2 vegetable dishes and a tofu and 1 meat dish for my children. So I consider myself a flexitarian. I'm 80% vegetarian for many years. And during the MCO, there's a lot of sharing by brothers and sisters, and I find it very impactful and inspirational. And in 2020, I became 100% vegetarian. My reason is no killing. So animals have feelings and sensation, and we ourselves, we fear death and painful suffering. And the animals also have the same feeling. They also fear the same thing. And when I see a plate of meat, I see a dead body on the plate, and the meat is saturated with poisonous hormones, and I cannot put it into my mouth. So after I became 100% vegetarian, I realized that it was not that difficult. I still enjoy the dishes that I liked before, like vegetarian bak kut teh, because I used to use the same spices, but I replaced the meat with mushroom or mock meat. The mock meat are meat substitute that resembles the texture of real meat, and they are made from soya, mushroom, tofu. So I still enjoy the same type of food, same type of dishes that I loved before. Only thing, I replace it with mushroom or tofu, and I find that I enjoy the same taste without killing and causing pain and suffering to animals. And I still enjoy the fried chicken by using monkey head mushroom. I still enjoy my curry chicken and my char siu. And I remember last week we were out in the vegetarian restaurant with my son, who is not a vegetarian, and he ordered salted fish fried rice, and he told us that it was quite good because it resembles the taste of the real salted fish. So with what you call, for those of you who like to cook, you can get a lot of recipes from YouTube, from Tasty Veggie Facebook, from Cooking Dharma Facebook. You have a lot of recipes, and you can still get the taste that you have been you like to eat. And those of you who don't cook, you can easily get the things that you like from vegetarian restaurants. I find that it's actually not that difficult to be a vegetarian. Before I became 100% vegetarian, I always hold on to the 20%, but actually it's not that difficult. I find it's healthier now. I feel healthier now, and I feel that I can still enjoy what I want, and without killing and causing pain and suffering to the animals. Okay, so for those who are like me, who are currently 70% or 80% vegetarian, I encourage you to cross over to 100%. You can still enjoy all the dishes you love without killing and causing pain and suffering to the animals. I like this sort of aphorism. It says vegetarian food help to keep our body and mind healthy, and it also helps to practice. It also helps to protect the earth. Actually, it's very true. When I started being a vegetarian, I noticed that I don't have to use deodorant anymore. I find that last time I need to use deodorant, but now after being 2 years as a vegetarian, I don't need to use deodorant anymore. Okay, so Kanan for listening, and I hope that all of us together will enjoy the vegetarian food and keep our body and mind healthy. So I shall now pass the platform to my daughter Mabel.
Yeah, Kanan to the Brother Lau's family, Sister Julie and Sister Mabel for the wonderful sharing. Now we shall pass to Master Huang to give her comments. Good morning, Master Sema. For.
Hi. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And
sorry for the extra time taken.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah, actually, I just very enjoy listening to just now Sister Julie sharing as I just turn on my computer, my Zoom connection, and actually, it's really I think they are very lucky. Can be few members can gather as a family member and to do the same thing, the good thing in Tzu Chi activities. I think this is a very luckiest and blessings one that maybe for me. I also hope that all my brothers and sisters can join Tzu Chi as well, can be as a Tzu Chi member, so that we can have the same conversation and same topic and doing the same thing. So we all of us can do cultivate our own good way. So this is very good. But I think that Sister Julie, she can say that, you know, just like we always say, sentient beings have rival desire, so that our master or the Buddha teaching us with reliable infinite meanings for this Dharma. So since like she shared to us that how she started to join Tzu Chi because of his home brother Lao first, and after that he gradually to attending our Tzu Chi activities during these few years, and she's getting diligence and quite do a lot of good job, especially during the MCO. And even though there's a movement control in certain activities, but yet it won't, it doesn't stop the activities for doing the good thing to help the suffering people, especially during the flooding happened very diverse, severe in our Malaysia just last nearly a month ago. So anyway, I think that she's quite good in cooking, as I listened to her explanation, and I think that
she's a fantastic cook. She's a fantastic cook.
Yes, and it's already stimulate my appetite since I was in a very hurry and in a hurry that in a rushing to have my breakfast, and so that I just want to attend this. But anyway, just let me to share what I'm going to share with you all this morning. But actually, just wait. Can you see my slide?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So as maybe we all know the story that Master told us before in the Buddha story, that's asking for how far from birth to death. And of course, the Buddha told us that it's in the length of our grave. So this is a story. But anyway, do we know that actually we never end for the COVID-19, because we know that anyone can get sick of COVID-19 and will become seriously ill or die at any time, at any age. And most people will infected with the virus through our lung, the respiratory illnesses. So this is regarding the life span of a human being. Nowadays, we encounter a very tough time. So as just an update for this death toll for this COVID-19, as we know that it's over 500 million people. It's 5 million.
5.5 million
people have died so far. And actually, as we know, the population in now, we have over nearly 800 million, right? 800 million, yeah, population. But yet the death toll for this disease, coronavirus disease, is already up to 5 million people have died. And as we know, the affected, the confirmed cases is over to 200 over countries, or the places as well. So this is still a great lesson for us to learn. So as Master says, once we lost our human form, we won't gain it back in 10,000 eons. This is what we have listened from our Masters give us the Dharma sharing before. So actually, according to this, the Buddha's teaching, and since we know that a human body is difficult to attain when we have lost a life, so we won't get it back. And maybe someone will say, then why is the current world population increasing rapidly? And apparently, actually, people being born outnumber those have died. So how does Buddhism can explain to this? Since we have this words came out, but yet we still have a huge population as rapidly grow in this area. So as I heard the masters mention that although the current birth rate is high, but how do you know that the living beings that are dead doesn't outnumber people who are alive? It means that the number can't be accurately calculated or proven by the science. It can only be expressed with an analogy. For example, is the number of people living in the world seems measureless and limitless. And however, how do we know the number of people who have lost their human form is not countless times more than that? It means we know life is impermanent, and likewise the weather is also impermanent. As we know, recently, not just happened in Malaysia, but in Philippines or in US or in all over the countries, the world. As we know, the number of people who died in the past is less than that of the present. Nowadays, it's hard to estimate the number of people who die due to all those unbalanced for elements like tornadoes or the wildfire or the car accidents or the plane crashes or the war, man-made disasters, or what we so call all those things. So it is in addition, is most likely that once these people lost their human form, they could not be, they could be reborn in any form of the sex dreams. So this is very hard for the scientifically to figure out the number. So as we believe that we human, as we know the causes and condition in Buddhism, we know that just for example, the flooding happened in Malaysia. As I heard the news is saying that the Malaysia floods are mainly due to the damage of the natural environment that caused by humans' activities. So I think in Buddhist term, we say that this is a collective karma. Is it correct? So it means like since we don't do enough good deed, so at the end of our life, maybe we will turn up not to be reborn as a human, but in other realms. So for example, recently, as we still have a recall back 2 years ago on year 2020, Australia or United States, where they're ongoing the bushfire or the wildfire disasters happen in the country, which is according to the scientists, the survey of university specialists, they mentioned that they estimated the animals will kill at least 1 billion within certain time and certain places of the certain unbalanced natural disasters happen in that country. So this is mean that the number is so large that it's hard to comprehend how many animals or the living beings has been just die because of this incident. So, and if you calculate, as we always familiar with this figure, which is mentioned that although there's a great increase in human population now, but living beings like animals that have lost their human form are more than before. So in the past, there were not so many like ants or mosquitoes or bats or other pets. But how do you know that those living beings are born from moisture or from any other forms? By this transformation or from the eggs or whatever. So this is like, is very obviously that we know, just for example, I always like to share the chicks, the little chicks, small baby chicks. And, you know, they never grow older than a day. And thousands of them are killed every day across the world, the country. The reason because of our human being who want to eat them, or we want to have their eggs and to make delicious dessert or whatever. So because they are feeding, just want to fulfill our craving for our desire for food. So as every day and every second, everywhere, so it's very it's time for us to think that for us, since we know the life of all human beings, and they are, you know, they were born to this world, but they choose to live a longer life. So because we couldn't control them. So, and for back to the Dharma, and we know that how far from the confusion to consonance. So as Master say that when comes a sudden change of our mind, 一念之间, just like everything is determined by a single thought. So as we know, it's up to our human being to make choices. Just like just now, our Sister Julie said, you still can have your delicious food if you choose to be 100% a vegetarian or the vegan. Yet you still can have your the food that you like to eat. The only way is like you change the recipe, the material, the ingredients, and yet you still can enjoy. So this is with a single good thought, everyone can live well and harmoniously. So it's very, I think this is what I think that it all depends on our mind. So the fundamentally all being can coexist together in this beautiful world. And whether like they are flying in the air or walk on the land or swim in the water, they are all considered sentient beings, and humans are included. We also included among the living creatures as well. So actually, this is like what we need to do is like after we have a chance to join Tzu Chi and listen to Dharma and from Master's teaching, I think it's time for us to exercise our love every day, so that we keep to create a more compassion. So for humans, we say that we are the most intelligent creatures. So as long as we, you know, like diligently or to keep practicing a good heart, so that we don't eat them. And I think there will be a very wonderful thing is that we can coexist with those others living beings in the same planet. So this would be a very beautiful, yeah. So as say that Earth was created for all life, not just human life. So we are all equal. And the Buddha also say that everyone has the intrinsic Buddha nature, same as to those animals as well. So another story I would like to share, with you regarding how far from confusion to awaken when comes a sudden change. This story is because last month I have a chance to to follow our Sangren for her tour to Kaohsiung and Tainan, these two places, and for about 12 days, I was got a chance to go with our master. And of course, they have a lot of story, and I believe that you guys have been, maybe some of you might listen before, but I just want to share one of this story that you never heard it before, because it's not open to the public to connect to this listening. So actually, just want to share with this, it's like this brother, the depths making confusion. So like we say, everyone has a different appearance, include me, you, and everyone. In addition, our causes and conditions vary, and depending on our depth accumulate from our past life, and also different. So you have your own story, and everyone have their own story for the past. So for this a brother with this white shirt, somehow people, this brother, he, how can I say, it's like luckily he got a chance to meet our master and to meet Tzu Chi, because this brother Wu who is in and out of jail for at least 6 times in Pingdong prison, jail, Pingdong 监狱. So he was released on parole in 2019. 2 years ago, he was discharged from the prison. And after his sisters picking up on the way home, his sisters asked him, what is your plan for future, since this is your 6th time in and out of the jail. And the parents, within the time he's in the jail, his parents will pass away, like 陆陆续续往生, pass away. So only left you and me. His sisters has own family, but yet they are, the sibling is between he and his sisters, two of them. So this brother say, because in Pingdong 监狱, in the Pingdong jail, and he got a chance because our Tzu Chi volunteers will visiting them maybe once a month, and share our master's teaching to them and some story. So he really resolved or determined or want to change the bad to good. So he's told his sister, say he want to join Tzu Chi, and he want to be a volunteer. So his sisters at first was not believe him, and saying that are you joking, or are you having some mental problem after you've been a couple of times in jail and you've been facing a mental problem now? Are you saying true? So his sister thought he might say a joking word, but yet his sister still helped him to get contact with our Tzu Chi volunteer in Pingdong. After 4 days, he was released and discharged from jail. So finally, our volunteers make a home visit to his home and to get know about this brother. So, and our sisters also bring our masters one of the book, which is Return to Our Pure Nature. And our sisters gave him our master's book and some our Jingsi products, food for him as a gift at the first time to meet him. So as our sisters believe that in order for him to return to his pure and the wholesome nature, and we believe that he must follow the right method, and at least he must follow our master's teaching. So that means he definitely need to walk the path as our volunteer work, which is we call a police our path. So once we learn the Dharma, we put it into daily action. We believe that one day he will change. So this is the time we transform his karmic law of cause and effect after he encountered Tzu Chi. And actually, this since this is happened after we have met him for not even a month, and because our Tzu Chi volunteer realized that if he still continued to stay in Pingdong, he will maybe one day get back to the prison again. So that the best way is we move to a good place. Don't stay hold in Pingdong, where the places he was born and the places where he was encountered his bad friend. So our volunteer find him, help him to contact our Hualien, our Jing's boat, one of our brother, and also a concerned, and our sisters connected to our brother here and say, is it possible for this brother who now already our commissioners can accompany this newly relieved brother who want to really to transcend his life to better. So yet finally, I think it's like the luckiest is like he have a group of Tzu Chi volunteers accompany him from Pingdong to our Hualien abode here. So after he encountered Tzu Chi, and he really worked very hard and study, and every day he came to our abode here early in the morning to listen the wisdom adult Dharma sharing from master. And every day I can saw him, I can see him in the abode, and also he will have breakfast, and he already become a vegetarian after he joined Tzu Chi. So and he repent his past. So and he now what is good and bad, and what is he should do for his future. So as Master says, the value of life lies in serving the world. So within these 3 years, he worked in Tzu Chi, worked with our abroad here. At the beginning, he do a lot of Tzu Chi volunteer work, and include our Jing's abode. All these Chupo, or because of the brothers accompany him. So we have constructions in our abode, and he also helped us to do. So he really to live out his life. So like Master said, to make the best use of our life is to earnestly learn and realize that we still useful. So, and he also very lucky, before our master to pass away, he also got a chance to learn from our master Tzu in the portfolio art studio, Tzu Fang. And as master say, attentive is professional. 用心, mindful, also can be a professional one day. So he is one of those examples as well. So as we know, we must human in the ancient people say human are said to be one with wisdom. If we have skills, we can survive. So our brother Wu also the same. He practiced his skill in our Tzu Chi, and he can survive very good. And what I want to say is like he really find out his value in doing this work. And this is when he met our master Sangren at Pingdong last 2-3 weeks ago in Pingdong. And he shared the story about his past. And this is what he said. Master say, things that are valuable are something still useful. So if we have skill, we can survive. So why Master will say that? Because he showed to Masters these two tea caddy, the cha ju to store the tea leaf. This is the NG product, 瑕疵品. And mostly people will just discuss and to remake it. But he told Master Tzu, is it possible he buy those NG products and he want to give it as a souvenir to those people who helped him before. So he want to repay the grace of our Tzu Chi volunteers. So he want to buy those NG products from Tzu Chi, and he want to send give back to his families, members, and our Tzu Chi brothers and sisters. And because he told Masters, and the failed ceremony work, although the appearance is flawed, 瑕疵, as long as they make good use of it, they can still assert their function and value. So, but made me surprising me was, when our masters saw these products, and our masters were very understanding, and she say, I can't see any flaws. So as we know that when we know 缺角的杯子，我去看它还是圆。I thought Master will say this word, this sentence, but no. Master's only she saw this products, NG products, and she turned around and she say several times. She said, I can't see any flaws, 看不到瑕疵. So you can see our masters, she always very concerned about the feeling of people. And masters only what she say was, she told him, Master say, there always exist obstacles in life. And since you have been walked through all this uneven road in the past, but now I think you can have a smooth way. I mean, 上人说过去坎坷的路你已经走过了， so 现在你就是要好好的走。And Master say you need to pay more attentive， 要多细腻，要细心 to your thought every day. So this is what Masters told him at the day. So, and I think that we must learn from Masters. We don't see people's trading the disadvantage, or what we call is like we must try to see people's good, don't see people's bad, especially for those who been do the past wrongdoing in the past. So we must give them a chance to repent and to repay what he has done before, and so that we give them to encourage them to do more good things, so that they have a confidence. So this is what I have learned from Masters. So as they are saying, zero in your target and go for it. So not just our brother Wu, but also I think it's for all of us. So if we realize that we don't do good enough in the past, so we can start now from zero. Definitely we will be success and we go smooth as well. So I end my sharing today since it's already 8 o'clock. So thank you for your listening. And again, I still hope that you can understand what I'm trying to say. And again, I also want to say that since the New Year is coming, Chinese New Year is coming soon, but yet may we all pray sincerely for the COVID-19 can be, just like go east as soon as possible. But I think it's hard if we people do not change our mind to become a vegetarian. So it's hard to turn the fate if we don't do it right now. So anyway, thank you for Brother Robert to be the MC today. Yeah, thank you everyone for your time to listen.
Yeah, Canon so much, Master Huang, for the very touching sharing of this Ping Tong brother. Yeah, indeed. I think all of us.
I want to add up one more message. And
Sure.
This brother will going to be a commissioner this year.
Wow, wonderful.
So, the
Wonderful.
last in Hualien site. So next week, I think next 2 weeks or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so joyful to listen to, from a person who from a black turn into, something very bright, that is what all of us, need to realize. Yeah, this awakening. Yeah. Kanen so much, Master Huang, for the wonderful sharing.
No, thank
Kanen,
you.
so I think can we take a group photo, everyone? For those who are convenient, please, Master Huang, can you unshare? Then we can, all of us, please on your video. We have Master Huang with us. We'll take a group photo. Wonderful Dharma sharing since this morning, together with our brother Lau family. Yeah, this brother Lau family is truly rare. Yeah, like as Master Huang said, they are the only one so far in our English group. The family of 3. It's all of us. We envy them. In fact, we hope also our family members are all one by one can emulate. This great brother Lau's family. Yeah. Okay, who is taking the group photo?
Master Huang, to unshare the screen so that we can have the full gallery.
Yeah, Master Huang, can you unshare your screen?
I think actually it can be cropped, Brother Robert and Sister Yvonne.
Can crop?
She go and off the video already.
Yeah.
Somebody speak Mandarin to her.
The photo. We can crop the photo.
Speak Mandarin to her, ask to on back the video.
Yes, that.
Master Huang?
Master Huang can understand English.
I think probably she's dropped off already, isn't it?
Yeah, Shifu is going for the Cantonese Dharma session now. Dharma Cantonese platform 8:15. That's why I think so.
Okay, we will do what we can do lah. Okay, Kanan so much. Okay, now we have the full screen now. Yeah. Sister Ching, are you there? Still in Melbourne? Okay, Kanan so much, brothers and sisters, for joining us. Okay, have a joyful day. Take care, and to our birthday girl, Sister Yvonne, have a wonderful day.
Happy birthday, Sister.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, bye-bye.
Happy birthday, Sister Yvonne.
Okay,
thank you, Robert. Thank you. Happy birthday.
And
bye. Take care.